Okay, guys, put a finger up if you think the attack on Rihanna's home was a calculated move. Yes, seemingly a lot of people still find it very difficult to believe that a random woman knew Rihanna was going to be home. She drove to her exact address in a Tesla and came through with an AR, packed across the street, and fired it 10 times. To some people, it's giving she knew exactly what she was doing. Now, do you also find it strangely coincidental that Nicki Minaj has been speaking about people, aka Jay-Z and Rock Nation, wanting to take her out? And this after she went through several swatting incidents.
Nicki Minaj was the apparent target of a swatting call last night at around 7 p.m. The LA County Sheriff's Department received a call claiming an assault with a deadly weapon had occurred at the Grammy winner's Hidden Hills residence. The caller claimed somebody had at a black female or had a black female adult, and two suspects wearing all black were still on the property. But when deputies arrived at Minaj's residence, there was no evidence of any crime. Now, this is not the first time the rapper has been the target of—
Well, here is the connection that people are making. Allegedly, Rihanna is a key material witness to the whole transporting scheme Mr. Carter is allegedly running at Rock Nation. And allegedly, Nicki Minaj tried to warn Rihanna before the attack because she had already been gathering info on Jay-Z, but Rihanna ignored her. Guys, just to be clear, these are just some of the things making rounds online, and there's really no evidence, but let me break it down for you and be the judge of whether it's credible or not. To start us off, let's look at what Nicki Minaj went through before she started making all these claims that there's a serious target on her back by Jay-Z and Rock Nation. So, in June of 2023, police approached her residence after receiving a false tip involving her son being in danger. Then, literally a month later, they also responded to another false report claiming that someone had fired at Nicki Minaj. But once they got there, they realized nothing was happening. Well, police eventually identified the suspect, Stephanie Bell, and charged her with 2 counts of reporting a false emergency. Nicki even posted about this when she wrote on her page, "Stephanie Bell, a warrant is in the system. Great detective work. So grateful." The DA filed 1 count for the swatting call and 1 for the false report to DCFS. To God be the glory, child. I wish I could say that was the last time Nicki experienced something like that, but it happened for a 3rd time when the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department received a report and the person calling claimed a friend had fired at a black adult female at 7:05 p.m. and that 2 suspects were at the location wearing all black. Once again, the police rushed out to the location and surrounded the home, but they found 0 evidence of anything. In fact, the house was empty when they got there. Well, now when it comes to Nicki, we are no longer just talking about swatting pranks. She's been talking about how her life is currently in real danger because she has been exposing Jay-Z and Rock Nation and their crimes, and how they plan on eliminating anyone and everything that may connect the dots. Enter Rihanna in the chat. Now, Riri has also been a target of a swatting prank before, but this time the danger literally met her at her front door when Ivana Ortiz, a 35-year-old woman and a licensed speech pathologist from Orlando, Florida, pulled up to her home where she was just having a good day with her family and started firing like crazy. Luckily, no one was hurt in the process, but that incident scared not just Rihanna, but the rest of the family and their neighbors. So, Ivana was arrested within 30 minutes and charged, and the bail was initially set at a wild $10 million because of the number of people she put at risk, though it was later adjusted to around $1.8 million. What was even more scary was that Ivan's social media was full of videos targeting Rihanna, where she called Rhea a witch multiple times. And she also claimed Rihanna was the one who wanted to unalive her, and even compared Rihanna's face to the devil. Basically, Ivana keeps saying Rihanna stole her thoughts, stays jealous of everything she does, invades her dreams every night, and blocks her from the life she's supposed to have. She also claims Rihanna's spirit literally has no purpose, and once she's out of the picture, God is gonna hand her the destiny that's been waiting.
Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future. You want to kill me. The way that Rihanna wants to kill me, her spirit is in the spirit of the world, and it is very non-purposeful. Rihanna's over there, and she's there with the devil. They don't want me to get money. They don't want me to be successful. I made $3,000 one day on a day trade trading NVDA. And then Rihanna, she pops up in the spirit with the devil, and they're like, meh, 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 meh. And then they went over and they attacked a legal case. They went and attacked my lawyer, Jennifer Meister, and they took her spirit and her energy, and they were just right there. Like, I could see them vivid as day.
That's Satan. He just wants to something beautiful. Just like his Rihanna.
You guys need to wake up and don't give that girl any attention. They want to come over here and
Okay, guys, it's possible that the attack on Rihanna was just the actions of a crazed fan. But now, after careful consideration, there are people who are saying that this may have been the work of some powerful people who wants Rihanna unalived. And the top of this suspect list is Jay-Z. Why? Allegedly, Rihanna is a key material witness to a transporting scheme Mr. Carter is allegedly running at Roc Nation, which is the same thing that Nicki Minaj has been talking about for months. And you know what? It's not just Nicki who is casually mentioned that Jay-Z and Roc Nation may be involved in some pretty shady illegal shenanigans. See, Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan Hay, said with his own mouth that he was questioned by the feds about Rihanna being illegally transported across international borders by Jay-Z. The thing is, not so long ago, there was a documentary titled The Disturbing Death of Jay-Z's Mistress that was shared on YouTube by Trap Lore Ross, which centered around the mysterious death of Kathy Corey White, who died in 2011 after suffering a reported brain aneurysm. Of course, y'all know the rumor has always been that Corey was possibly unalived by Jay-Z when she was pregnant with Jay's baby. But let's not focus on that today. What I'm more concerned about is how there were also a lot of interesting details that came up in that documentary about Rihanna. For instance, her former publicist by the name of Jonathan Hay was mentioned, as he represented Rihanna at the start of her career when she was working on the single Pon de Replay. Basically, this was the person working closely with Rihanna when there were rumors of an affair with Jay-Z. Okay, as soon as the documentary dropped, Jonathan said that his phone had been blowing up since the scandal started making rounds again, and he wrote in an Instagram post, "I was mentioned in this explosive and viral documentary by Trap Lore Ross that was featured on at Academics that's made my phone blow up for the past week. Recently, at Jaguar Wright has talked about this controversial situation as well, as I was the publicist for Pon de Replay, the debut single by Rihanna. It's time for me to finally set the record straight once and for all, as it's way beyond shocking, messy, and just flat out crazy AF. Prepare to be blown away, as what William Mosley and I have been through over the years involving this historical scandal needs to be put to bed for good. Yes, heads are going to roll, and people will be floored, but the truth needs to be revealed. Guess what? He actually did a follow-up interview with All Hip Hop, and just like he promised, Jonathan spilled the tea, y'all. Apparently, he was stopped by federal agents, who he said were keeping close tabs on Jay since his incident with Lance Rivera, and he was also being implicated in an incident with R. Kelly during their joint tour. Jonathan said that one day, unmarked law enforcement cars stopped him, and the intimidating individuals introduced themselves as a federal task force, and they requested to speak with him. So he followed them to talk, and he was in a complete state of panic. He said that as he sat in the desolate/makeshift interrogation room, and while they questioned him, the gravity of the situation became clear to him. Apparently, the feds clarified that they were investigating Jay-Z for allegedly engaging in X-rated activity with Rihanna when she had not yet turned 18 and illegally transporting her across international borders. And the feds said she wasn't the only one, there were many others. Isn't this the same thing Diddy was being investigated for by the feds? The same Diddy people were saying definitely did things with Jay-Z. And by the way, when Diddy was being investigated, there were reports making rounds claiming that the feds had already summoned Jay-Z because they thought he was involved or ran a ring of his own. So this basically means that maybe Jonathan Hay did not just come with the story, maybe it actually happened. Not convincing enough? Okay, let's also have a look at what Jaguar Wright also said not so long ago.
Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting air tag on children during visits, These are normal practices.
You know what was surprising after this interview with Jag was that Jay-Z and Beyoncé's lawyer, Alex Spiro, first responded to the allegations Jaguar made by saying there's rumors and then there's nonsense. And what Jag said was one step further, a formal and pointed accusation of something. They even gave Pierce a legal ultimatum, asking that the interview be taken down to remove the false accusation that was, according to them, demonstrably false. Guys, Jay-Z and Beyoncé rarely respond to anything, and there have been thousands of allegations about them. So why did this particular allegation strike a nerve? You tell me. Is it a coincidence that so many people are basically saying the same thing about Jay-Z? Why is it that he is always being mentioned in connection to all these crimes? And by the way, a scroll on Ivana's social media has also revealed that she is a fan of Beyoncé and Jay-Z, and people are saying that maybe it's not a coincidence. People are also saying that if this was truly just the action of a crazed fan, Rihanna may not have packed up her entire family and left LA, but because she believes the danger is not gone yet, she had to leave. Well, if word of the street is anything to go by, Nicki had already warned Rihanna, and I don't know if it's true or not, but you let me know whether you believe Jay-Z and Roc Nation may have been involved in Rhee's attack in the comments section below.